Hi friends, it's Lisa Hetrick, illustrator for Gina K Designs, and I'm so grateful you could join me today. I have a really fun card that's going to be a little bit of pattern design, a little bit of color mashing, and we're going to just have some fun creating some of these flourishing blooms, and I've got a couple fun techniques along the way. And I kind of wanted to mash up these beautiful summer-like colors. Okay, let's take a look at the supplies that I'm going to be using for this super fun card today. I've got my Gina K Designs Connect glue. I have my tidy towel, some purple tape. I've got some scissors for a little bit of trimming, my foam squares. I have these Gina K Designs new embellishments called Rainbow Hearts. They're super, super fun. I've got my comfort grip blocks. I love these blocks. They're really, really easy on my hands. I also have this jewel picker that's really going to help me get that little heart embellishments into their spots. And here are the colors that I'm going to be using today. These four Gina K Designs colors. I have Jelly Bean Green. Love this green. I have Wild Dandelion. It's my favorite yellow. Going to be using Tranquil Teal. And I'm using Obsidian. I love this amalgam. Love it. Okay, so let's take a peek at the stamps. I'm going to be using my new set, Free to Flourish. And I'm also going to be using the clear mini stamp set called Fancy Greetings. I love these greetings. And I have the companion die set to Free to Flourish. I'm going to be using that as well. Let's take a quick look at the paper stock that I'm going to be using for today's card. I have some Gina K Designs layering white cardstock, and I'm also using some Turquoise Sea for my card base, and it's cut to an A2 size. So all of the dimensions are also listed below in the description. Okay, let's get started and have some fun creating this card. So I've got the big floral bloom from the Free to Flourish set, and we're going to use this bloom with the wild dandelion and create a pattern on the background layer of the white cardstock. So I started out with the 3 blooms, and that's how I start out all of my patterns. And then I just fill in the other areas to create that C-shaped kind of pattern there. Now I'm going to get started with creating the embellishment pieces that we're going to layer on the card. So I'm back to using that large floral stamp again, and I'm stamping it twice, first in the wild dandelion and second in the tranquil teal. So now I'm going to move on and stamp all of the other flourishing bits and pieces that I'm going to be using to layer on top of the card. So I've got them all lined up on this block together. And I'm doing a little color mashing, first inking it up with the jelly bean green and then adding the tranquil teal on top to get a little variation in color on those embellishments. So now I'm going to ink up the wood sign stamp, and I'm just using the tranquil teal, and I'm going to ink up the whole stamp and stamp it down onto the white cardstock here. We're going to shorten this sign a bit, so I'm going to show you that technique in a minute. But first, I want to go ahead and show you how we're going to make a complete flower out of this daisy bloom. So in the stamp set, I have the other smaller daisy bloom, and we're just going to ink that up in the 2 colors, turn it around on the other side and stamp it so we get that whole flower bloom for that daisy embellishment. And it's just going to be so cute. It's just another way that you can use those 2 stamps together to create different kinds of florals. Okay, I'm going to grab the dies now and start to set this up to cut out all of the embellishments here so that we can build and assemble the card. I've run all of the embellishments through my platinum die cutter, and I want to show you how we're going to shorten the sign to make it a little bit smaller to be more accommodating for that "you make me happy" sentiment stamp. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my paper trimmer, and I'm going to put the whole embellishment in the paper trimmer and just trim it right down the center. And by taking those two pieces, you can line them up and create a smaller sign that'll be more accommodating for the sentiment. Okay, I'm loving it, just loving it. So let's move on to assembling the card, all of the embellishments and all of the die cut pieces together to finish off the look and feel. And I just love all these die cuts. They just look so pretty together with all of the colors mashed up between the turquoise sea and the jelly bean green. So I'm going to just go ahead and start applying some glue. I've got my Gina K Designs Connect glue. I'm going to put a little bead of it on the back of my cardstock here and start layering the elements together. Just love, 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 love this part. Okay, I've got the You Make Me Happy sentiment, and I've just inked it up with some Obsidian, and I'm just stamping it right down there on the sign. I just love this sentiment. It's just really whimsical. It's got a lot of movement in the word happy, so it just makes it super fun to play with. Now I'm just going to start adding all of the layers of all of the embellishments on top and around the sign to just create the dimension and the whimsy for this card. So I'm just taking the two flowers and nesting them together. I love that variation of color too. So we did the wild dandelion and the tranquil teal, and I cut that center flower out and just layered it on top of each other to just kind of create a little bit of a different look for that flower. So I'm just adding a little bead of glue on the back of all of these embellishments and nesting the embellishments behind the sign. I've got that little bit of foam tape behind the sign, so it lifts up the sign just a little bit and allows me to get all of these neat little embellishments in and behind it, so we can create all that texture and dimension without creating a lot of different height to the card. So an easy mailing kind of card. So I'm just continuing to add a little bit of the bead of glue and just nesting the final embellishments around the edges of the flower just to create that look and feel. And I've got the little heart stamp from the Free to Flourish set. And I love this little stamp because when you nest it together, you can kind of make it look like a leaf element. So it's perfect for this kind of project. So, all right, now it's time to add the final touches. Now I've got the rainbow hearts embellishments. I love these little clay hearts. They're sweet, petite. They don't add a lot of height to your card, and they're kind of flexible, so it makes them really fun to work with. So I've got a blue, a green, and a yellow one from the set, and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue in 3 areas of the card, just kind of completing that triad look all around the sign and where the flowers are. And I'm going to use my little jewel picker to just pick them up and drop them right into that bead of glue just to finish off the look and feel of this card. And let's take a final look at the card and the original inspiration. I am loving this card. I love the colors. They're very summery, and the flowers and the flourish embellishments are just happy and whimsical. And I hope you really, really had fun making this card. Okay, so the stamp set that I used today was Free to Flourish, and you can get this stamp set at Gina K Designs. You can also take a look at the link in the description and download this free sketch idea sheet with some fun ideas for creating cards with the Free to Flourish stamp set. And it's just a little gift of grace from me to you. So take a look at the link. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider sharing the joy by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. And I'm sharing more card and watercolor tutorial videos for your inspiration right here. So come on in and take a peek at my tutorials. I have a lot to share, and I'll see you next time.